Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Description of Taluka Education Officer TEO are hereby notified as under. Number 1. General Office Administration. A. Maintain updated information of the education facilities, teaching staff, students and officials in the relevant Taluka. B. Communicate and correspond officially pertaining to the education and personal affairs in the Taluka. C. Create and maintain file for each school that contains complete record of school reports and other important documentation. D. Ensure that personal files of the officials and teaching staff are timely, regularly updated and well maintained. E. Prepare, maintain and submit service books of the officials and teaching staff in the Taluka to the DEO office, custodian of all the service books and personal files of the education department officials in his Taluka as per delegation of authority. F. Attend and summon officials meetings to address different issues faced in the Taluka and also keep record of these meetings. G. Ensure that all staffs have access to facilities required to carry out their assignments and that all staff have a positive office environment, conducive, productive and results-oriented work. Number 2. Human Resource Management. A. Maintain, update, consolidate and submit every year seniority lists of teaching, non-teaching staff of each school of his Taluka to the concerned DEO, Deputy DEO. B. Ensure that cases for promotion of non-teaching staff and teaching staff are processed and submitted in time to the concerned DEO for further action. C. Process and recommend along with necessary NOCs, documentations, inter-Taluka transfers of staff, teachers to the concerned DEO. D. Prepare, process, scrutinize and submit to the DEO concerned all types of leave cases of teaching, non-teaching staff falling within the purview of her DEO delegated authority. E. Check, scrutinize and keep record of pension cases of all staff and ensure quick disposal of all pension cases of teaching, non-teaching staff as required under the rules pertaining to her jurisdiction. F. Write, initiate, countersign where she is authorized PERs of the headmasters, principals, including non-gazetted teaching, non-teaching staff in line with prescribed timeline and submit the same where required to the concerned DEO for counter signature. Furthermore, instruct the principals, headmasters, administrators to process and submit the PERs of their subordinate staff in the same manner. G. Recommend and submit incentives, cash awards, honoraria, ex gratia or meritorious appreciation, recommendation, commendation, certificates to the good performers to the DEO concerned for processing and obtaining necessary sanction approval by the delegated authority. H. Correct or change or update students' records on the request of students as per rules as per the delegation of authority. I. Provide supervision and guidance to teachers, head teachers and principals and ensure that nomination of teachers for continuous professional development directly tied with linked to the impacting on student learning is done in a transparent manner under her jurisdiction. Number 3, ensuring access and quality textbooks, classroom environment, missing facilities, teacher training, assessment, etc. A. Design and facilitate to carrying out enrollment drives in the Taluka. B. Prepare monitoring plan for all schools in Taluka and strictly watch, examine teaching, learning process, teacher presence, absenteeism, facilities available, classroom environment, cleanliness, hygienic condition of the schools and curriculum being followed. C. Carry out planned and surprise visits of schools for supervision, guidance, and support to the teachers, head teachers in the field of curriculum, teaching plans, and non-salary budget execution, preparing teaching materials, assessment and examination, classroom organization and record keeping, admission and discharge registers, teacher attendance register, school funds and expenditure register, SMC record management, enrollment registers, dropout, repeaters, etc. D. Conduct minimum of 2 annual, at least 1 in 6 months, and 3 at least 1 in 4 months, surprise visits, unscheduled visits of every school and other visits. E. Ensure that the academic calendar is followed properly and make sure that the school environment is child friendly and conducive to learning, which would help in increasing the enrollment of 5 to 9 years old children in the Taluka. F. Organize co-curricular activities like sports, competitions, science fairs, and Qiraat or Naat recitations, arrange prize distribution ceremonies, and celebrate national days in the schools of Taluka. G. Ensure that demand requisition for the required textbooks, class-wise and school-wise, subject-wise, delivery, collection and distribution of free textbooks in all the Taluka schools is completed well with the start of the academic year. H. Work supervise closely with the SMCs to identify the areas of improvement and assist them in making the school function better. I. Assess the performance of teaching and non-teaching staff and recommend suitable action for all or against to the concerned TEO. J. Regulate teachers' attendance to ensure that teachers are present in class on time and teaching is effectively imparted. Teachers' absenteeism is properly controlled and appropriate action is recommended to higher authorities. Number 4, planning and development. A. Prepare short and long-term development plans on need basis in collaboration under the guidance and supervision of his/her TEO, including to defend, justify Taluka development plans for inclusion in ADP at district level. B. Support senior principals, senior headmasters, and headmistresses in formulating the school annual development plans by providing active guidance and needed support. C. Ensure through regular inspections that the ongoing works, schemes, programs under execution are completed within timelines and up to the desired standards, specifications, and handed over formally for regular use consumption as planned intended. D. Provide support and assist in preparing, updating DEP basing on actual and due priorities set in this regard for achieving the desired outcomes in terms of increase in literacy, transition enrollment, restricting dropouts in line with the guidelines and instructions issued by SE&LD from time to time. E. Identify premises, school buildings which are dangerous, dilapidated conditions requiring renovation, rehabilitation, and routine M&R, and submit proposals in this regard to his/her DEO for onwards transmission for arranging the requisite funds for civil works. F. Identify specific needs, if any, for each school or staff requirement in any particular school of the Taluka and submit proposal with his/her recommendations to the concerned DEO for appropriate action. G. Ensure that acquired assets are properly maintained, used, and are protected from the likely leakages, misappropriation, misuse, and damages. H. Ensure that all basic facilities like boundary wall, water, and sanitation needs of the schools are adequately met. I. Facilitate seamless in collection of accurate real-time data. J. Make use of the collected data information for well-informed, timely decision-making directed towards improving quality and accessibility of education. K. Attend and participate in ADP meetings as and when required. L. Assist and coordinate with DEO office in completion of PC1 to PC4 documents. Number 5. Financial management. A. Prepare and consolidate annual budgetary proposals, estimates of salary, non-salary in respect of each school at Taluka level. B. Watch strictly and ensure that all non-salary budgets, procurements budgets are fully executed by all the spending units, DDOs in the Taluka. C. Carry out himself, herself, or through his/her deputy assistant annual periodical physical inspections of the stocks, stores, inventories, fixed assets being maintained as required in the relevant financial rules. D. Recommend remedial actions to the concerned DEO against the officials found or suspected to be found involved in some defalcation or loss or misappropriation of public asset detected as result of periodical physical inspection. E. Provide assistance in preparing priority plans or preparing DEP, including to watch its strict implementation in letter and spirit once these approved for execution. F. Liaison and coordinate as and when required with the concerned accounts office and audit office to get settled the audit observations by affording proper responses and the required documents requisitioned by the accounts office, audit office. G. Ensure that regular review, control of budget expenditure, including its monthly reconciliation with the concerned DAO based on the system generated budget execution reports BER are done made by each spending unit DDO under his/her Taluka jurisdiction. H. Monitor the progress of all schools related development schemes in Taluka and regularly report progress to the concerned DEO. Number 6. Quality assurance. A. ensure that through constant and regular monitoring the quality of education, teaching, learning activities, teacher presence, teacher absenteeism, and student attendance enrollment are improved. B. Coordinate and facilitate as per directions of the DEO concerned SAT tests to evaluate effectiveness of knowledge delivery. C. Direct head teachers ensure SAT preparations in their respective schools well in time. D. Ensure that every school in Taluka has a copy of curriculum for every class and it is easily accessible to all the teaching staff. E. Coordinate with the concerned DEO for organizing teachers' capacity building trainings on a regular basis. F. Ensure that the system of requisition, raising demand, collection and distribution of textbooks to all schools in Taluka is effectively in place and functional. G. Ensure that complaints redressal mechanism is in place for effective and timely settlement of complaints emerging with regard to availability, provision of textbooks, class, grade-wise and school-wise. Number 7. Co-curricular activities. A. Arrange for co-curricular activities in entire Taluka in close coordination with his/her DEO. B. Inspect co-curricular activities in schools and make suggestions for improvements to his DEO for improvement. C. Ensure that co-curricular activities along with associated facilities are maintained throughout the academic year. D. Encourage students to participate in co-curricular activities as planned and notified by the DEO office. 8. Financial management. A. Assist and provide guidance, advice to spending units, DDOs in preparing annual budgets, recurrent and non-recurrent, including development for onwards transmittal consolidations to the concerned DEO in line with the timelines. B. Ensure that external audit is arranged, solicited on a regular basis in all the Taluka schools and audit observations are properly, adequately rebuted, responded with appropriate, relevant documentary evidence in support of rebuttal response to the audit objection. C. Ensure that regular proper review and control of budget execution of the allocated non-salary budgetary allocations including carrying out monthly reconciliation of receipts and expenditures based on system generated BERs are effectively in place and done on a monthly basis. D. Ensure that all the expenditures are made in accordance with the rules. E. Monitor budget utilization and make sure that the expenditure does not exceed the approved authorized ceilings and that it is utilized for the purpose for which it is allocated. F. Maintain records of all expenditure in proper order for audit and other purposes. G. Prepare, reconcile and submit statement of expenditures and receipts statement to Director School Education. H. Ensure that the funds money withdrawn from treasury is disbursed to the payees and recorded in cash book in line with the prescribed rules and proper acknowledgements received kept on record. I. Ensure that funds, money withdrawn from Treasury in respect of vendors' claims regarding procurement of goods, services, and civil works are validly withdrawn and timely paid to the claimants, payees, and receipt of acknowledgement well within the close of the relevant financial year. J. Ensure that all relevant records related to acquire stores, inventories, and assets are updated, maintained, periodically inspected by the authorized officials in order to protect them from misappropriation, pilferage, fraud, and damage. K. Ensure that all public receipts collected are timely deposited into relevant head of account on the same day or on next day as prescribed in the relevant rules. I. Make sure that the SSB budget is utilized fully and timely before close of the financial year. Number 9. Community involvement. A. Ensure that head teachers of the relevant schools are timely informed of SMC's funds, release orders, and credit thereof into the relevant bank accounts of the concerned SMCs. B. Make sure that SMC's funds are earmarked, allocated in line with prescribed formula and in line with the demand raised by the relevant SMCs. C. Ensure that the community is actively involved in SMC's operations, affairs, and functions meetings on a regular basis. D. Ensure that SMC's meetings are convened on a regular basis as per the notified SMC policy. E. Make sure that SMCs prepare school improvement plan, SIPs, and priority plans on a regular basis in line with the notified SMC policy. F. Ensure that effective steps, campaigns for community awareness through rallies and publicity, pamphlets, conferences, workshops are undertaken for the purpose of enhancing enrollment, transition, literacy rates, and controlling dropouts of children from schools. Thanks so much.